My name is Lorenzo Gonzales. I'm from Stigler, Oklahoma, 20 years old. I'm the team leader for my travel job. I believe I was about 11 years old. At the time, my family and I didn't have a place to live, and so my grandfather offered us a place to stay with him, and that's initially why we moved down here. Growing up in the city is pretty eventful, I suppose. Of course, there's a lot of violence and drug activity down there. There's a lot of bad influences down there, and luckily my mother kept us away from the majority of that. My parents divorced, and that's initially how we didn't have a place to live. From there, it was kind of a battle, struggling to make ends meet, live day by day, and at the time, I kind of fell into deep depression and eventually tried to find a way out the wrong way. And I always thank my mother for saving me. She's my saving grace, her and God. And shortly after that, we moved to Stigler, and it's been a good experience. I'm glad we moved here. It's home now. Well, growing up in Oklahoma City, there's a lot of Hispanic heritage down there, and that's really what I was mostly in contact with, was Hispanic heritage. I didn't know down there was a Choctaw language teacher by the name Brenda Samuels, and that's kind of where it started, where I started to become to learn what the Choctaw tradition was and my culture and heritage. When we moved to Stigler is when it fully engulfed me, and when I desired to learn more and to help and to give back to my culture and heritage. And that all started with my grandfather as well, him speaking Choctaw to us. On Wednesdays here in Stigler, they have the senior citizen dinner or lunch, and that's where he would take us as well, and kind of get to know everybody there and get the basis of everyone, what goes on there, what the Choctaw Nation does for each other, and how they help out. And at the time, I considered her a mentor. Charlotte Jackson was the councilwoman, and just hearing what she had done and all the things that she does or did for the Choctaw Nation, especially in Haskell County, really gave me a desire to want to give back as well and to help as much as I could, not only for myself or my family or for the Choctaw Nation or tribal members, but for everyone else that was struggling, everyone else that needed help or that needed someone to make them smile or laugh. And that's kind of where it all began. Being Choctaw means a lot of things. It means honoring your elders, having respect towards others no matter what. But initially, I believe it means to help carry on the tradition and to carry on the culture, to be proud of who you are and all the obstacles you come through and overcome. Eventually, you will overcome those obstacles, and it's a great thing to just stand there and say, I'm a Choctaw member, and I overcame that. There's a lot of obstacles Choctaw Nation has faced now and then, and as a nation we've always come out strong, and we've always come out together as one. She told me, she said, I submitted your name to be chosen to meet the president. So I was grateful for that. It'd be great to even be considered, let alone chosen. Well, then later on she contacted me and said that I'd been chosen. And that's pretty, maybe a life-changing moment. I'm going to meet the president. Here I am, just a little old Indian boy in Stigler, Oklahoma, trying to work and go to school and make a living, and here I am fixing to meet the president. He comes to me, asks my name, asked me what I do, and told him I had 3 jobs at the time. And he kind of was taken aback. He said, 3 jobs? I said, yeah, 3 jobs. I work 3 jobs to help support my family. I hope to start college soon as well. I'm going to throw that in the mix, see how it goes. And he just kind of looked at me and shook his hand and said, well, it's nice to meet you. It's nice to meet you too, Mr. President. Go around the circle, and he started asking questions. And the question he had asked was, what do we think needs to be done or could be done in our nation and in our tribe to help better Oklahoma as well as ourselves and our nation. And a lot of responses were cultural revitalization or tribal unity. And mine was kind of an off mix. I kind of told him my story about growing up in Oklahoma and moving to Stigler because there was no resources. And so initially my response was making the resources that tribes offer more available and more aware to tribal members aren't within their districts. Because it was a hard thing to leave your family, your older sister, your nieces and nephews, your cousins, aunts and uncles, and move to a whole new place where you only had one family member, where you didn't know anybody, or at least I didn't at least. You had to make new friends, readjust, and just learn how to kind of be yourself over again. You kind of put up a wall when you move somewhere new, and then you kind of let it down as you get to know people. And I'm grateful that we moved, but there are a lot of people that don't have the ability to move. They don't have the resources to move. They don't have family members that are already rooted somewhere that they can move to with. They're on their own. There are a lot of young kids out there that are single parents or that are a small family that are making minimum wage, minimum income, and they're struggling to survive, and they don't know these resources are available. They don't know that there's help out there that their tribe offers, that they have resources they can use, only because they're not within their districts. And it's hard for them to move to be able to receive that help, to move to their districts to receive that help. It's hard for them to start their life over when they're barely making ends meet. And yeah, it's a good move, a good adjustment, but it's hard for them sometimes. They don't have that car that can get them down there. They don't have the deposit for the rent that they need, or they don't have a new job. It's hard to find jobs nowadays. And so initially that's what I told him. I said, making resources available to tribal members outside of districts would, I think, benefit the tribe and as well as Oklahoma. And so he kind of, I believe he took that into account and into effect. And I believe that kind of tied into what everyone else was saying as well, cultural revitalization, because if one tribe is closer, I feel that they could help out a different tribal member. If we're living in Choctaw Nation district and someone is from Cherokee Nation, we can, open some of our resources and help, and that creates tribal unity as well. And so I feel that is something that needs to happen possibly. So my tribal job is a Native American website. It doesn't only pertain to Native American job seekers. Anyone can utilize the website as a job seeker, but it is for tribal employers looking for workers. And so it's kind of a unique website. We have 3 pillars. You have the employer, you have the job seeker, and then we also have education seekers. And so the employer, posts a job. They can search resumes on the website. The job seekers can post resumes we have a resume system that allows them to create a resume on our website, and it's free of charge, of course. They can also search jobs as well. And then they can also, if they don't feel like they've had enough schooling, or if there's someone who's not ready to start, not ready to join the workforce just yet, we offer scholarship and grants that pertain to Native Americans. And so they can search for those and view every scholarship and education opportunity and grant that the tribes offer. Then we also have Native American studies. So every Native American study within the United States from every college is in there as well. And so those are kind of the 3 main bases that we have for the website. I believe Chief Batten has said it before, you got to keep on keeping on. And I take that statement true. No matter what obstacle I overcome, no matter what trial I face, I keep on keeping on. And I believe a lot of my opportunities are because of God. And so keep on keeping on and rely on God, trust on God. It's a lot of keeping on and a lot of faith and prayers. And no matter what you're facing, no matter how difficult it might seem in that time, you will persevere and you will overcome it, and you will come out stronger than ever. And it's something you learn from. Life throws a lot of stuff at you, and you learn how to handle it, you learn how to grab it and take it. So a lot of perseverance. Keep on keeping on.